All right. I think we're live now. So we're here. It's November 6th. We're going to talk about Iron Dread powerlifting. If you have a question, ask me. Thank you for anybody watching on YouTube. Also, thanks to everybody here at the high school in room 34. So Iron Dread powerlifting. And anybody watching on YouTube, if you're having a hard time seeing this, try to do the best I can with this live stream thing. First time I've done it. But I can share this PowerPoint with you as well. Just send me an email, whitakerc@dexterschools.org is my email. Okay, so what is powerlifting, right? Powerlifting is a strength sport, right? It consists of 3 attempts of maximal weight on 3 lifts. The squat, the bench press, and the deadlift, okay? The athlete goes in and attempts these 3 lifts and looks to get their best lift out of 3 attempts at each one, and then we take everything up and add it at the end, and it creates a total, right? And that's how we compete for placing in different things. It's a total. Now, one thing too, I know, sometimes people hear maximal weight. I pride myself on our kids go to the meet. We have some parents in the room that have had kids before competing this. I pride myself on going to the meet, and our kids don't look like garbage when they lift. We've had kids come up to our kids and say, "Oh, hey, you could have done 50 more pounds." And I walk over to our kid and go, "Yeah, if you would have put 50 more pounds on the bar, your back would have been rounded over, and you would have been at risk for hurting yourself." We've gone to meets and seen kids popping ribs and backs and all that, and it all attributes to them not being coached correctly, in my opinion, and trying to move too much weight. So we're doing maximal attempts, but it's maximal attempts with form that's not going to put us in a bad situation. Okay. Who can powerlift? Powerlifting is open to boys and girls, grades 7 through 12. We're going to let our middle school kids come in this year. That's something we didn't do last year. Our middle school kids, our 7th and 8th graders, can come and compete in the JV level. Varsity is 11th and 12th graders. In a rare situation where we have a kid that might be able to compete in the varsity level, might we let them go and compete in varsity? Perhaps on a case-by-case basis. I'd rather have them compete in JV and do well. Okay, and varsity competitors can earn a varsity letter in powerlifting, and the standards for that, if they meet all our expectations, they compete in all of our meets, they earn a varsity letter, whether they make it to the state meet or not. I believe if you put the time in and the effort in to train for the meets, and you go and you have the guts to step on the platform, then you earn that varsity letter at the varsity level. Okay, JV, we don't give varsity letters to. Okay, our expectations, right? The athlete's going to train in the Iron Dread program a minimum of 4 days per week, our full 4-day conjugate training cycle for each week. Okay, those athletes that are in the class, they get their 4 days easily. Right? Kids that come before school or after school, they got to work on their schedules to get there. They train 4-week minimum 2 months prior to the first meet. And we'll talk about when the first meet is. Okay. Athletes are going to attend the meets. They'll arrive early and be ready to go and be a positive example for our program. Helping spot other people, maybe videoing our team so we can look at technique things and look at where things are broken down. Just being a positive example and representing Iron Dread well. Athletes are going to push one another in training, hold each other accountable, and train together. So we're trying to create training crews. Okay, like we have a group right now that's going to power lift, and they train at 3 o'clock. And they come in Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. Sometimes they come in on Wednesday and do some accessory work, but they train together, and they're all power lifters together. We got kids that are in the strength class, and we try to group everybody up so they can train together. We're live streaming here on YouTube. All the meet fees are going to be paid up front, and we'll talk about that. And that's just so that I know that a kid is committed to powerlifting. And they're saying, all right, we're doing this, and we're in, and then I take care of registering the kids for the meet and paying all the fees, so that when they go to the meet, all they have to do is walk up and go and step on the scale and get weighed in. I take care of all that for them. And we'll talk about all the costs of things. One thing we do not have as a club, right, we do not have any sort of transport. That's something that maybe in the future I'd like to work out once we kind of get a standing budget for the powerlifting program and the strength program. They're kind of one and the same. But for now, we have to transport ourselves or carpool to meets. One thing I will not do is I will not put one of your kids in my vehicle. I meet them there. In the past, last year, we had kids that cleared it with their parents. They carpooled together. And I think it was a good bonding experience for them all because they rode together to the meet. They had a lot of fun, listened to some crazy music, and enjoyed themselves on the way to and from the meet. Okay? And of course, we have to have an athletic physical. If they aren't okay to lift, they're not cleared by a doctor, they shouldn't train in our strength program or lift and powerlifting. We want to make sure that we know exactly what's going on with each person. If somebody's got a little dinged up or things like that, and they still want to power lift, like we have a young man that hurt his knee in football, and he wants to still power lift. Well, we're going to do our best to work with him so he can compete in powerlifting as well. Our goals. One of our goals of the strength program in general is to build our culture of strength, and powerlifting to me is a step in that, where we have kids that can go and compete in powerlifting. Right? So this is part of developing our strength culture. We want kids to grow up and come up through our strength program and say, oh man, I can go do this in a sport. I can earn a varsity letter in this. Right? That's part of building our culture of strength. We're building confidence through the strength training and competing. There's something to be said about having to walk on that platform, load that bar with something that you may have only been close to doing before, and stepping up and making it happen. Okay? So we're building confidence in ourselves through the competition, right? And be the example to the rest of the student population on how to train and how to work hard. Okay? In the past, as a strength coach, I can hang a hat on that if there is a group of powerlifting kids in the weight room, I can use them as an example to a new student as to how to train, right? Go watch what this guy's doing because he trains hard. He's the example. Follow him, right? Or, we'll have our powerlifting kids be kind of our liaisons to other kids. So we do strength training for our middle school track program, for example. Some of our powerlifting kids will stick around after their training session and help coach those younger kids. Because again, we want them to be the example. We want them to be the kids that everybody in the strength program, everybody in the school kind of looks up to and says, you know what, they're the flag bearers for our culture of strength. And that's what we're hoping to get. Well, we go to the meets to break personal bests. If our personal best puts us in last place at that meet or first place, it doesn't matter. Okay? We can't ask a kid to go in, and if their total is 650 pounds, we can't ask them to go total 1,000. Okay, right? They don't have it yet, right? They've trained to that. They might eventually get there, but we can't ask them to do that in one meet. So we go and we chase our personal best, and that's how we gauge our success based on personal best. We go in, we do 5 pounds more than we've ever done before. Awesome. Even if we're dead last in that meet, don't matter. Okay. With that, if we happen to win some individual honors or win some trophies, send kids to states, that's all gravy. That's all extra to us. We've had, last year, our first year in powerlifting, we sent kids to the state meet and we had a lot of fun. We sent 3 boys, 2 in varsity and 1 in JV, and then we sent 1 young lady to the state meet last year as well. And it was a great experience for everyone. Okay, our schedule. We compete in the Michigan High School Powerlifting Association, the MHSPLA, Michigan High School Powerlifting Association. Okay, these are all high school kids run by high school coaches such as myself. The meets that we're going to go to, we went to Grass Lake last year. We're going to go to Grass Lakes again. Adrian is going to host a meet this year on Saturday, February 8th. And we're happy to officially announce here, we've kind of been talking about it amongst the kids, but we're going to have our own powerlifting meet here at Dexter High School on February 22nd. So the state meet, the JV state meet being February 29th, and the varsity state meet being March 7th, those things our kids have to qualify for. So either they come in top 3 in their weight class at one of these meets to qualify for the state meet, or they lift a qualifying total in order to get there. Okay, that's 2 ways that they can get in, either by the total pounds lifted on their best lifts, or by coming in top 3 at a regional meet. Okay, if they qualify for states, like say they qualify at Grass Lake for states, we might drop out the Adrian meet for them and have them compete at ours, or have them do Adrian. We'll mix it around depending on the individual. Okay, but these are the dates that they really need to keep open to be involved in powerlifting. And like I said, it's a little bit low maintenance because it's not practice every day until 5:30. It's not competitions every weekend. Right? You see it. There's 3 meets that we go to, because you can't go to a powerlifting meet every weekend. Their bodies will break down. Okay. Do plan on these days being an all-day thing. Right, Mrs. Kector, you can let everybody know, right? They're all-day things, right? We get there in the morning and we leave in the afternoon. So a lot of times I tell the kids, be prepared, bring yourself some snacks. We had kids last year that, were kind of on the border of a weight class, so they waited to eat their breakfast as soon as they weighed in. They went and housed all kinds of food, and they have fun with that. But it's an all day affair, and thankfully this year we're not traveling too far. Last year we went out all the way to Edwardsburg, way out on the Indiana border, which I think the kids had fun going out there, but getting up at 5 in the morning to drive all the way out there was probably not too far. Okay. What is it going to cost? Now, our athletics fee, right? You don't have to pay the athletics fee and this. Okay, this is a club sport, so the school athletics fee is not involved here for a winter sport. I forget what the school athletics fee charges, some $250 or something like that. That's not involved here. The meets, right? They're $15 each, so it's $45 for the meet fees, and I will have that stuff collected by the 25th. Right? That's 2 months out from our first meet of January 25th. Okay, and if the athlete backs out on me, well, we're not going to refund that. Obviously, kid gets deathly sick, family member dies, and obviously that's something that we can talk about getting a refund back. I'm talking about, this is the commitment from our student athlete and our families that we're going to do this and we're going to be involved. So that's why I hang on to that, especially once I register kids for the meets, because if I register a kid for the meet, they're going to take the money from me. So I can't give it back, because then it's going to come out of my pocket to still pay for the spot in the meet, because spots are limited. The uniform. Last year we didn't do any sort of uniform. This year we have Iron Dread Powerlifting t-shirts. Some of the kids have those already, have ordered them in the past, and we're going to do Iron Dread shorts, and I'll show you what those look like. And that uniform, the athlete will keep. It's theirs at the end. It's going to be about $50 for the t-shirt and the shorts. Obviously, if your athlete already has an Iron Dread t-shirt, an Iron Dread powerlifting shirt, they don't need to buy a second one. They already have one, and maybe they just get shorts, which a lot of the kids want the shorts, but doing all the other orders, the shorts have been something that Underground has really kind of held me back from getting. If we're going to do it this way, where I know an exact number, then it tends to give us a little better price on those. And we'll collect those, and I'll get order forms and stuff out, and we'll get those done before the 25th as well, so I can have those ordered, and the kids all have them, and they're ready to go before the first meet. Okay, so that's a total of $95 here for our things that we need, right? Our meet fees and our uniform. Optional things. I'll talk to you in the end about our field trip to the Arnold Classic in Columbus. I'm going to try to keep that around $55. This year I'm hoping to take a full coach bus. Last year we took a small rental van that I drove down there. This year hoping to take a full coach bus, and we'll talk more about that. So it's going to cost us a little bit more, but we're going to be able to bring more people. If your athlete wants a lifting belt, I recommend it. The lifting belts that we have in the weight room, we only have a couple that are legal in the powerlifting because they have to be 4 inches wide and they can't have any Velcro on them. Some of the ones that we have in the weight room are wider in the middle and narrower at the ends. Those are illegal in powerlifting. So I can, if your athlete is interested in a belt, I can send you a link for the same belt that I lift with and I train with that a lot of our kids bought from Elite FTS. It's a company that I do a lot of business with. They do a lot to help me for a grand total of $0 as far as information and stuff like that. So I like to always pay it forward back to them because they put out a lot of stuff to me for free. So if we're going to make purchases, I like to go through Elite FTS. All of our equipment that we buy for the strength program goes through Elite FTS because that just they've done a lot for me as far as helping me understand and helping me be a better coach. Also, I recommend Converse Chuck Taylors or some other flat sole shoe. Makes it a lot easier for our kids to push out on the floor and rip the floor. Obviously, if some of them already have those, I like high tops. We have some kids that have low tops, but the flat sole shoe, if they have like a Vans or a flat sole Adidas, something like that will work fine too. Converse, a lot of kids like them, and I like them. That's what I train in, and that's what I wear quite often for everybody on YouTube. Yeah. Those are anywhere from $45 to $65, no special place. You can go get those at Kohl's. Sometimes they have them on sale for even cheaper than that, or buy one and get one half off kind of thing. Okay, our uniform, this is what our t-shirt looks like. Okay, we have both men's and women's shorts for our girls because our girls don't want to wear the full knee length shorts. They like to wear shorts that are a little bit higher. So we have both of those. The girls' shorts will have the Iron Dread logo on it as well, just like the boys. But they will be a ladies' cut short instead of a traditional basketball short. The t-shirts will be the same. This is the front, so we have Iron Dread Powerlifting there on the left chest, and then the Iron Dread Powerlifting on the back. Okay. Our Arnold Sports Festival field trip, Friday, March 6th is when this is going down. We leave here around 6 o'clock in the morning. We come back around 9 p.m. This is all the way in Columbus, Ohio, at the Greater Columbus Convention Center. The Arnold is a world-class competition for all things strength and fitness. They have everything. They have powerlifting going on there. Our kids get to watch national caliber powerlifting. They get to go and see Highland Games, you name it. If it's a strength sport or a fitness-based sport, it's competed at the Arnold. The big highlight is the Arnold Strongman Classic that goes on there. This is where we get to go and see the strongest men in the world compete. Last year, we went down there and saw Hathor Bjornsson from Iceland, deadlift. Well, he got 1,100 pounds to his knees and lost it. I think before that, he did like 1,075. So the kids just, they love it. And they watch a lot of these guys on YouTube, and they know who these people are. Brian Shaw, Hathor Bjornsson, Eddie Hall. These are people that the kids know and kind of look up to, and they get to see them in the flesh right there in person. So that's kind of where we cap our day with the strongmen. And after the second strongman event is done, usually around 5 o'clock, then we drive back. So it's about a 3-hour ride there and a 3-hour ride back from Columbus. And this is something that for their $55, they get their ticket into the venue, into the event, and transportation there. This is something that kids can choose. Some of the kids chose not to go last year. I think every kid that chose not to go regretted it because it was a really fun day. And there's a lot for them to see and talk about building our culture of strength, like going and seeing it at a world-class level. Was a really cool thing for them. And I will have permission slips and things like that go out once I know kind of everybody who's committed to powerlifting. Then I will get a permission slip out to you all as parents so that you guys can get that filled out, get that ready to go. Then I know what kind of transportation I need to book. Is it a 36-passenger bus, renting a van like we did last year, whatever that is. Okay. Contacted for me. The Iron Dread podcast is something that we do. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all Iron Dread. Follow that stuff out there for powerlifting and strength program. Anything from anyone in the room? Any questions? Any questions from anybody on YouTube? Well, that's it. That's all we got. Thank you very much. If anybody on YouTube has a question, send me an email.